Let's start today going through some stuff in the Discord. Over the weekend, I said, hey, don't worry, guys, inflation is falling. Look at this chart. This is quote-unquote inflation. Isn't it just, wow, it's really coming down, isn't it? Price of rent, also, coming down, huh? Consumer confidence is, wow, in a strong rally, LOL, he said sarcastically. And of course, the cost of food is going up. This is a lot to do with inflation. Of course, this means that people's savings are falling. There's a little uptick here at the end. That's interesting. What I want to show, and the point is that things in the markets aren't always necessarily going to reflect the situation economically. And that's okay. Just remember, not everything's attached to fundamentals. We were talking about GNS Group. And of course, there was a big rally there today as well. And personally, I just think it's more of a sell of an idea than an actual company. This is a new company. It's coming up. Yes, there's lots of new subscribers, but overall, I think much of the hype has to do with much of the marketing. And I believe that the creation of market demand for shares or trading is profitable for those that run the stock market, so to speak. So I'm very wary of excitement over new companies and such. Looks like futures were down this morning. Obi-Wan correctly commenting on that, showing us some of his charts, saying, hey, these are pivot lines shown here. And there was a pivot line reached. It looks like the close of... the day prior, or what day was that? It's hard to tell. That's okay. We scroll down, and it looks like Obi-Wan's starting to trade HIBS, HIBS. It's another inverse ETF like SPXU. Here you can see the 1 minute chart that Obi-Wan was working with today. Of course, the market just fell all day long. We like to use Star Wars memes to express how we feel about the stock price. I shared my charts this morning. Nothing really big there. Obi-Wan getting excited because, of course, we were calling for the downside this morning, and it came in. T-Man unfortunately had to take some losses. That's totally part of the journey. I also take losses. I don't share that as much as I should. Obi-Wan spying bear flags. Yes, the markets did fall indeed, and we were all over it all day. I was reminiscing today about when I had people asking me, win $7, taunting me, of course, the perma bulls. And of course, they were wrong, and I said, you know what, I bet you those people are still wishing for $7 now. Stockhead like me is waiting for a further drop before a potential surge in the meme stock prices. I took profit on my SPXU calls. And Obi-Wan bringing up the cost of eggs, and then this farm company, VITL. This chart looks really good. And, of course, we've got some information here about the company. This is from, I can't remember what this is. It's called Chameleon? I can't remember what this website's from. Nonetheless, it looks like on the weekly chart, there is a very strong potential for an inverted head and shoulder. In fact, it looks like it might even be a complex inverted head and shoulder in which we've already seen the neckline break in the smaller iteration of it. Now we'll see if we don't get another small retracement and then a surge forward. It looks like stochastics here would be implying that there's going to be a drop, volume dropping, RSI reaching overbought. So this could be our first actionary wave. I'll be keeping an eye on this one. For real, I really will be. Staples are supposedly a good thing to trade in the bear market. Let's open up the charts, starting with SLV today on the hourly time frame. An uptrend shown in green has been broken, and that was characterized by a downward breakout of a rising wedge, which really could be a leading diagonal triangle because of its relative position to this uptrend. It could also be an ending diagonal triangle. It's hard to say if this is actually a three-wave move in which this triangle indicates the end of that upward momentum when we start a correction down. The correction, however, has been completely sideways, which is really a rather bullish thing. I think that there's a triple three and two zigzags through here. The first three shown there, the second three here, you gotta follow my cursor. They're just the zigzags, three-wave moves, ABC corrections, and then a horizontal triangle is an extension of a correction. So to see this in combination with another sideways extension is kind of rare, but the price is grinding sideways for a very long time. The next move is going to be big. I think it's up personally, but that doesn't mean that there's not more downside in this short term coming up. From then, I believe this extended flat is characterized by, are you ready for this? A, B, C, W, A, B, or I'm sorry, X. See, X is also a zigzag, right? But A, B, C, W, X, A, B, C, X, and then Z coming in and ending this pattern. I'm not really sure where, but it looks like we did have another ending diagonal triangle yet again, and sure enough, we had a downward breakout, and that started in after hours on, let's see, it must have been Thursday. Friday, boom, big dip down. This didn't hurt me that bad. It was okay. I broke even on the week. And then today, it's just kind of wish-washy stuff. I'm going to zoom into the 1 minute here. We'll get an idea of what's going on. I was just tracking a downtrend from that last local high on the 26th. And the price did push above there, but of course started grinding sideways. So I'm not entirely sure if this correction is done or if we're going to see more downside. I am currently holding a call, a $22 call. I took a small loss on the contract I was holding over from last week. That's okay. And I repositioned to do a more distant expiry, just out of the money at $22, which, isn't the best, but it's what I have. It's the money I have. I only have $100, so I've got to compromise a lot, which isn't great. So down $6 on that, and that's fine. Let's go ahead and move on to something a little more interesting to more people. SPY. I see SPY as coming out of, oh, you guessed it. Let's go into a little different time frame here. There it is. An ending diagonal triangle. This is clearly an ending diagonal triangle because you have a push up for 1, push down for 2. Well, not really 2, though. I believe it's actually 1 up for A, 1 down for B, and then up to C, not 3. And I say that because this peak back here, which would be our potential first wave of 5 and a motive wave higher, was passed today, and we got to close below it. There's even a nice 1, 2, 3 trend reversal pattern here, an ABC correction occurring over an uptrend. I wonder if we couldn't draw a little uptrend through here and be like, oh, okay, yeah, maybe there's some hope there. But honestly, I think this little ending diagonal triangle is part of a bigger ending diagonal triangle. Are you ready for this? And that one is shown in blue now. And you're going to see there's a little one here on the daily. This is why I was calling for a bounce. I was like, I don't know. It feels like this might be ready to bounce up, and it could be. So maybe SPY gaps up or something. I don't know. But we got ending diagonal triangle and ending diagonal triangle within a massive symmetrical triangle. It's like the market is winding up. And I've been saying it, get over 408, and then we'll talk bullishly. But until then, we could be starting a massive surge lower. Massive surge lower. And it's probably going to start with a 50-point drop out of this triangle, putting us somewhere down the low 340 area, right? That'd be a new significant low. I have a lot of charts in the SPY, but we're going to move on into AMC at this point. You'd be like, Cap, why are you using line charts? I just like line charts better. I'll load a different style here while going to the meme stocks. I know that people don't really use line charts like I do. Looks like on the minute time frame here, the intraday charts, I did call for a bounce and we had to gap up, and then the price did move down. Price came back up, challenged a subtrend, gap down, and this of course is somehow moving inversely to APE. So what's APE doing? I don't know. APE's gonna do what it's gonna do. I'm not super worried about it. It looks like we finished an ABC correction in APE. Of course, the drop from 1050 was pretty pronounced, so the retracement, the ABC move is just as strong here. Got a little new high there. Of course, closing above that $2 level is a pretty big deal. And on volume and RSI is setting a higher high. Listen, this could run. I don't think it should. I don't think it has any good reason to, but it's looking like it could. So keep an eye on that. I am skeptical, but when you have a higher high and you've got the volume and the RSI is checking out, it's like, wow, this is dumb. But remember, sometimes prices in the market do not reflect fundamental value. And if you can accept that, then you can accept that this could rally and push up hard. Personally, I'm not going to mess with it. I'm just like, no, thank you. Let's look at GameStop. Going into the hourly time frame, once again, I had called for a top near 2189 because that would be the top of a bearish 4-wave. We have had some intraday pushes above here. I don't know if we've gotten a daily close above that level. We're going to take a look here. It looks like we had one daily close, which is really interesting. It really is. That happened on Friday, on a day of contract expiration, is probably something to do with it. There's a little volume spike there. Curious. But closing above it really does make me question, was that really for? Or is it possible we're starting a new motive wave heading higher? it's gonna be a bumpy ride. So I'm gonna be watching the meme stocks pretty closely. I am expecting a big dump in the meme stocks and then a price surge, but I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see on that one. Let's have a little peek at GNS while we're just looking around, because GNS did some interesting stuff today too. On the hourly time frame, we had it looked like a rising wedge here, an ending diagonal triangle, or if you were using Bulkowski chart pattern analysis, you'd want to identify this as a pennant. Nonetheless, it looked like we had a little partial rise, and the price broke down, and then boom, it rallied again. So 730. What was this last high? Around 530. This is a solid push. It really is. Volume coming in too strong, petering off towards the end of the day. RSI dropping. That's okay. You know, implied volatility too. Interesting. Is there a options chain here? There is an options chain here. Interesting. That catches my attention. So keep an eye on. I'll be keeping an eye on GNS as well. Again, I don't want people to think I'm promoting the trading of this equity. I'm really not. I'm just observing the markets. If this was a motive wave, that's what it would look like probably, or yeah, that'd probably be the motive wave, but that's a huge channel. That's too wide. But that's what meme stocks do. So GNS isn't officially, quote, a meme stock yet, but you never know. It could be. It looks like it's traded higher in the past, and this is just a huge surge in volume. These surges in volume, I'm pretty sure this is just retail traders. So yeah, you know, there you go. VITL, here we go. Show me the daily. And it's like, wow, that's a big basing pattern. It's hard to say that's not a bottom. That's definitely a bottom. Having opened at $43 in 2020, and since that, oh wow. I mean, just that one trend line just make you go, huh, okay, all right. Well, let's check on the health of our uptrend here. And let's see, we got something like a triangle through here. We got push for 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a leading diagonal triangle. Oh my goodness, I think this could really go. This could really run. Let's go crazy. It really could go crazy. Let's scrutinize this a little bit. 1, 2, 3, and then 4 coming down to here. You can see that this is the important level. The top of that wave 1. I'm going to put this into a line chart actually. Top of that wave 1 is going to be a major level of support and resistance. Yeah, and the price bounced up off of it and kept going. So actually, I might want to go long here. Is there an options chain here? Oh, yes, there is. Fantastic. So moving to the future, I'm going to be following GNS and VITL a little bit. I'm still trading SLV. It could drop, so I might back out of that. But at the end of the day, I think SPY is probably going to fall. Let me just show what that target is that I'm looking for. I think it's on this chart. Nope, it's not on that chart. Is it on this chart? It's on this chart. Okay, let's see here. 289 is where I'm looking for. Looks like we did have a little breakout from this big downtrend. We'll see if it holds. It doesn't look like it's going to. In fact, the RSI on this time frame and on this chart, it seems to really stand out to me for some reason. There's like a big M here, big fail swinger pattern. So, sheesh. It's looking like we're going to have a lot more red in the future, of course. Wednesday is going to be a big day, so stay tuned.